Oh, all right. So we are streaming right now. Officially streaming. Not screaming. Streaming. Okay, so this. Oh, I gotta be extra careful with this.
散热风，去买他们一点红利告诉我。妈妈可以带这个来，对，别不能别。好，那再来，那妈妈说谢谢。上次我们去北越去那个英雄什么那个没有上去。
英雄党有
没有上去。我第二次去的时候，也跑到一半就不上来，因为我觉得人太多了，下来没有连扶的地方都没有，万一一个打滑。
啊，那没有很好走，没有很好。Hello, hi. So if you're a new friend here, so feel free to say hello, right? So we are in Vietnam right now. Okay, so this place I think is called. 老妈，这个地方叫什么？
五行山。
五行山。Okay.
金木水火土五行，所以它是一个佛教的地方。
Okay. So there's an interesting things about this mountain. Or I'll personally call this place is a rock, and it's not just a mountain, all right? Because it's formed by rock. Okay. So it looks. No, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah. So you can see people that are really nice, right? That's why I like this place. Like I just said, I never say China is bad. China is living in a very advanced technology, but in Vietnam, people are nicer. People are nicer. Technologies, things can replace lots of you can say the human force, but seriously, no, humans still more important. Well, that's what I think. Yeah, AI is replacing everything. Okay, right. Sorry guys, I couldn't speak Vietnamese, so I don't really know how to give you the translation of this phonetic translation in this place. But in Chinese language, they call this Wuxin Mountain. Okay. So which means the Wuxin, which means the five different phrase of the material. So 5 material, which means the fire, earth, gold, water, and wood. Yeah, so have a 5 different phrase. Okay, so it's kind of like if you haven't been heard anything about like feng shui, that's it's the same thing.
它没有像快好的这样头痛部位只是觉得没精神，不会吃什么，只是头痛部位没昨天我都。
Oh, thanks for the like. Hi, if you just been here, and feel free to click like. Okay, we are in Vietnam right now. Right, this place is called Wuxin Mountain. We are in the crowd. Okay, as you can see, there's so many people here, and some of them speak. I think most of them are Vietnamese, right? So people from like Taiwan or China, maybe just not that many. And this place is in central Vietnam, not on north, not on south. So the southern side, like probably the most well-known place in southern southern Vietnam is Ho Chi Minh City, and in northern city, probably Hanoi is the city people are more familiar with. And here, this place is basically we arrived here. It's called Da Nang. Okay, Da Nang doesn't sound like any Vietnamese language like the tour guide told us. Oh, thank you. So like the tour guide told us, this is our tour guide. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, streaming right now. 直播 on YouTube. YouTube. Yeah, it's on YouTube right now.
哎呀，要学川普的语气。
Yeah, the tour guide told me say I can use a Donald Trump impression. Well, I don't know if I want to do a Donald Trump impression right now, but that's a good idea, right? No, this place is tremendous. Lots of people like it. No, these people they also love me. Nobody understands Vietnam better than I do. No, everything's in order, and that's so good. Yeah, this is my Donald Trump impression. Okay, yeah.
主要是学生在看。
所有人都有，这基本上什么人都有。
对。
So this place, okay. So as you can see, this is the elevator, and it goes straight up. So we don't have to hike, we don't have to walk.
还有想要带他出来玩。Okay, so, oh wow, guess what guys, this place is so chill. Yeah, so chill. Oh gosh, that feels great. Seriously, totally feels great. Right, so it's quite humid down there. I said down there is so humid, but once we take the elevator, get up to here, so everything feels so chill. You can hear the wind is blowing, right? It's, what's it called? Breeze, right? That's awesome. And let's say, okay, so for example, if you go to a place that's really hot, and it's really sunny, really hot, but the wind is blowing like this one, and you feel so comfortably hot, all right? Everyone feels comfortable and everyone's hot, okay? All right. Alright, so, okay. Hi, this place is called Da Nang, alright. And as you can see, there's a beach over there. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. And the beach is so clean. Yesterday we're taking a night walk on the sidewalk just right next to the beach. And guess what? Safe, clean, and got lots of tourists from many different countries. You can see American, you can see French people, you can see Indian people, see all these different kinds of people visiting here. Awesome place. Oh, sorry. Sorry. I'm falling behind. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit too late. Hi. So if you don't mind, feel free to introduce yourself, and hopefully I can really see your comments because I never use
I never used a vertical way to do the streaming. So if you are very want to interact, feel free to send me a message to see if I can really see it. All right. So where is the? Yeah, I think it's supposed to have it. Okay. So you probably see some. So if American and you never get many Asian get to touch so many type of Asian culture, you will probably recognize it as a kanji, but it's not kanji. Okay, so this is traditional Chinese. Yeah, traditional Chinese. Probably people will ask me what's the differences between traditional Chinese and simplified Chinese. Okay, so basically the stroke. So one character, if it's written in simplified Chinese, is going to take less strokes. Okay. So for people who from Western culture to learn simplified Chinese is probably more culture friendly, and the learning curve will be a little bit less steep. Okay, good. That's a good place to start. But traditional Chinese character looks more, let's say, classic. Hi, welcome. Okay, so this is our tour guide.
一定要在这边先集合，然后搭这边的电梯下去哈。那因为我后面带你们去看一个寺庙了，然后看一个溶洞了哈。那时间不多哈，但差不多是最多8个小时这样子哈。那我要跟大家讲，那我们就在那个10点50吧，10点50吧，回到这里集合，好不好？不管是跟不跟我走哈，10点50在这边集合哈，然后一起下山这样子啊。OK， 那我们那个电梯上来之后呢，看到了这个叫座塔哈。那越南这边所有寺庙旁边都有一座塔，号称是舍利子塔。但这个舍利子塔有些是有舍利子，有些没有。这个有啊。然后所以那个电梯其实。 它不是为了我们的观光客而设计的，而一开始是为那些
Okay, so this tower. Okay, sorry, I don't know how to translate that terms. The things it says, just mentioned by the tour guide. Okay, so that things the tour guide just mentioned is called 舍利子, which means if a Buddhism monk really get to the level to become a Buddha, and the monk will have more likely to have some kind of bees, and can kept inside inside the body, and after they pass away, they burn their body, and they can find a bead like that. Okay. So in Chinese language, it's called 舍利子. So that's a proven of the monk has been ascended to become the Buddha. It's just a sign. Okay. So as you can see, people are peaceful, even more peaceful. Okay. And many different places. Many different kinds of people visit here. You probably have seen some people from Europe, maybe someone from Russia, I guess. Okay. Okay.
那现场这边一共有3座灵寺，它分别盖在山上，我们都会去。那第一座是这里啊，它是3座灵寺里面年代最为久远距今已经有差不多200年的历史。那不过它同时它也是
Okay, so this is the statue of a Buddha.
因为我们刚刚是选择了最偷懒的方式上山当然如果是像我们那种一般的教徒条件允许的，我们就是走一个一个上来。那上来之后会看到释迦牟尼然后第二个下来看到的是一个海岛嘛，大家都知道是刚刚有 然后一手用四方我们生意面上面下肥沃不分，然后喊来这句话呢，它就变成一个自控，然后不会也不会走路的，然后呢，在这个过程大家看到有那个蛮多精神非常丰富，还有。
正在直播，真的是直播中。
直播是给人家看还是？
就所有人都可以看，就是基本上在线上人都可以看，因为我这个频道大概现在7500多个订阅户这样。
哦，真的？
没有很多。
我以为你要给朋友看的。
有给朋友看，刚才用 GoPro 就是录了，但是我发现想说算了，放在这里好了。对啊。Okay, so the tour guide is telling the story about the Buddha. Okay, and that was a very interesting part here because probably not many people understand the differences between Buddha and Taoist. All right, or Taoism. Okay, so Buddhism and Taoism, there are two different kinds of religious system. Well, the majority religion in Southeastern Asia, like in Taiwan, in Southeastern China, and in Vietnam, and that's just completely different. Okay. Well, the countries that I just mentioned, they are very similar. But let's say if we really separate them and to take a close look at it, and we will realize the differences between Taoism and Buddhism. Taoism and Buddhism. Taoism usually they have idol to worship. Well, I'm not saying the worship idol. I'm not using the Christianity way to referring the idol worshiping. Okay, so it's different. So you will see the statue. Okay, let me use statue. Okay, so you see a statue as as representing the certain god in Taoism. But if you are Buddhism, usually you won't have any statue, right? So that's the main differences. But when I see things right here in Vietnam, and I get a little bit different thought about it because it looks like they don't think the same way like us. Because you really see, yes, they are monk. They are monk, but they do have a statue like that. Right, like you can see here, they have a statue. So it completely makes things different. And yes, as you can see, they don't have that many kinds of statue to worship like Taoism. Why? Taoism, I will certainly say is okay. So think this way: Taoism. What's the differences between Taoism and Buddhism, right? So Buddhism is only just a Buddha. But Taoism, they have several different kind of gods. Just think it as a Greek myth, and you see many different kinds of god. There's a god in charge of a winery. There's a god in charge of this, in charge of that. Taoism is the same thing. And you'll see there's even a god in charge of a kitchen, all right? There's a god in charge of wealth. Okay, so if you want to be rich, just worship that god, and you're supposed to get rich. Okay, so that is one thing that's different. But here, Buddhism, they don't have this kind. They just have one thing is Buddha. Okay, so you can say the Asian culture in Southeastern Asia usually have several kinds of a correlation into many different kinds of country. All right? And we know the Buddhism is basically originate from India, and And that's also you can see why the people in Southeastern Asia get so tied up on the Buddhism. Yeah, right. As you can see, many different kinds of people from the world.
那个往下看的话，那寺庙以及那个后面的有一个还蛮漂亮的一种洞汉。哎，这边蛮不好走的，不好走的，不好走的，所以要如此。
Okay, so we are go down to the hill and then take a step. Okay. Take a step. Take a stairs. Take a first step on stairs. And make sure you guys will see. Well, I'll just let you guys see straight. Not straight down, but straight front. Okay, so when you look at this little thing, and especially during the summertime, people get into that for shade. Okay, and Vietnam is a very hot place. Yes, this place is hot. But today, well, this year, especially this year in Vietnam, it's a lot cooler than last year. And it's the same thing in Taiwan. Last year in Taiwan, so hot, so humid. And last year, I've been northern Vietnam as well, and that's even more humid, even hotter than this year. But this year, you can say it's hot, but also comfortable. Like from the very beginning of the streaming, I mentioned, if you can go to a place that's hot, sunny, but also comfortable, and that must be this kind of place, right? Okay, so this is some kind of cave. Sorry, man. Sorry, guys. I couldn't really read this, but this was good.
这么多人不用害怕，要一个人我就不相信。那你勇敢哦。
我在那个外面跟大家讲了，这个里面进去看一个溶洞了哈，但是呢很多台湾人的一个，溶洞在哪里啊？溶洞不错，因为这棵树呢，8年。我來佢種咗呢
Okay, so as you can see, and among those rocks, they actually have have three different small space. Oh, wow, actually no, more than that.
虽然说是整个那53呢，基本上都是那种大理石，但是那个有几块地方也是它是那种石灰石的，石灰石大家知道那个被那个雨水啊什么海水洗之后呢，它就慢慢呢就这样非常湿透的。
Oh, that's interesting. Why? Why I say it's interesting? Because this is actually a Chinese chess, and what you see is a chessboard, Chinese chessboard. Okay. Okay, so, all right, guys. So here's a one reminder. So the signal connection is really bad in this area. So it's not a problem with their communication system. It's because this area, several different rocks, marbles, and it's in a cave. So the communication is really bad. So I will temporarily stop the streaming, and the stream will be back after this. So I will place those videos. I will upload those videos to my channel.
Okay, so see you guys later.